That's right, is the dope dad himself, Rico Lamitte.
Thank you, Jason. You guys hear me okay? How's my mic? Am I good?
Yeah,
All
you
right.
sound good.
Good.
All right. So, today's conversation for a spicy taco about it Tuesday. I want to take us out to Minnesota. Back in January, Minnesota State Representative Zach Stevenson, a Democrat, stood at the Capitol and said this to his colleagues in attendance. Members, Minnesotans are ready. Cannabis should not be illegal in Minnesota. State and local governments are spending millions enforcing laws that aren't helping anyone. Money that could be put to far better purposes. There is a better way. And since then, the land of 10,000 lakes has been on a path to legalization led by a new left-leaning state Congress. But after being stonewalled by state conservatives on the issue for so long, naturally, they'd be running into a little resistance along the way. And last Thursday, we had just that. The Anti-Narcotic, Anti-Addictive Drug Coalition, Smart Approaches to Marijuana Minnesota, and members of state law enforcement rallied at the Minnesota State Capitol to officially form the Minnesota Reefer Madness Avengers, sworn to oppose the North Star State's looming cannabis legalization House bill, sponsored by none other than Stevenson himself and his no-good cronies. The group's assumed leader, Olmsted County Sheriff Kevin Torgensen, gave a riveting speech to arouse the low-energy insurrectionists on safety concerns he had with the legalization movement. Am I okay with it? No. I'll never be okay with legalizing marijuana. It's really saddening to me that we're willing to have as collateral damage the deaths on our highways just because people want to use marijuana recreationally. Captivating words. The faux rage came from a study released by the American Public Health Association, citing from 2000 to 2018, the percentage of fatal crashes involving cannabis grew from 9% to 21.5%. Stevenson's bill has already passed 14 committees and is now en route to the Ways and Means Committee. Additionally, a Senate committee recently approved a Senate companion bill sponsored by Lindsey Port, also a Democrat in Minnesota. He and the lawmakers behind it claim that they are aware of these concerns and took them into account when crafting said measures. And with all the things going on in the world today, especially in this case, with all the civic unrest we've seen on the national media coverage of these last few years in Minnesota, you're telling me a sketchy car crash data report is the best argument these fine folks can come up with to fight legalizing the one thing with the real chance to calm Minnesotans down and bring them together? I really do hate resorting to whataboutism, but in this case, you got to speak the same language. There's no data cited by the same group tracking how many prescription drugs were in the system of fatal crashes over the same period, but it is easy to find data from the Minnesota Department of Health showing that from 2020 to 2021 alone, 1 year, opioid-involved overdose deaths increased by 44% to an all-time high of 978 deaths in 2021. Nothing there really linking it to driving, but shouldn't some of that anti-weed anger be aimed at Minnesota's real drug-related crisis at hand? I'm struggling to see the point of Thursday's rally other than a waste of a decent Thursday afternoon, and I hope it wasn't produced with the aid of Minnesotan tax dollars. I can't imagine anyone involved gaining any fans or new supporters here, but maybe it's just my own lack of empathy. I want to hear what the rest of y'all think about this. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street. What do you guys think?